Hey, hi, loves. How are you? How are you, my amazing souls? Are you doing well? I hope you are. Our eyebrows are completely healed. Thank God. See that? Conquer your fears. I hope you've seen the vlog where we were doing this, right? You have. So, I've just woken up. It's your storyteller, Mentor Katrina, welcoming you to another episode of Different Opinions podcast. It's been a while, right? Yes, yes, yes. Uh, what are we discussing on this podcast? Something that has been quite heavy on me nowadays for a while now. Um, my challenges as a taller, short stature. Yes. And I think I'll be speaking for others who fall in this category in this vlog because I've been doing my own research and I believe that true research is where you factor in the lived experiences of your subjects, the people who you are researching on. And that is why I've been doing this because I've been watching everything I go through, and then I talk to those who are also in this category with me who are a bit taller, and then I also talk to those who are the the ones that the world recognizes to belong to the dwarfism community, the smaller, the more little ones, okay? And one of the things is that I also learned it from my mother's experience. My mom will not be accepted, especially in this country, to belong in the dwarfism community. Yet, her experiences, when I sat down and went through them, my mom used to have, or my mom has to date, yeah, they didn't go away, terrible backaches, okay? Because, of course, she has not known that all her life. She is also a short stature. So when she's working and doing things that involve bending and hard work and all that, carrying stuff on her back, she has terrible, terrible backaches. That anytime it happened when I was home, sometimes I would cry with her. It was that bad because when it happens, she's literally crying and asking you to step on her back. So she lies flat on her tummy and asks you to step on her back. And then also her feet, the way my feet has been swelling, it also happens with her. But we never knew. We never knew what the issue is. So when I was doing research, I found out that there are organizations that accept persons of short stature to be up to 5 feet tall, and I completely agree with them because my mom will be told she's a bit taller. If I am being told that, imagine her. Yet, some of the conditions she suffers belong in this category, you know, because there are underlying conditions that come with dwarfism, okay? And one of them is those back aches, the swelling of the legs and the painful legs and everything. So those are two. And nowadays for me it has become just become common. Anytime I leave, by the time I'm getting back, I'll insert some photos here. You see, the state of my legs when I come back home, they are swollen and painful, even right now. Yes. Yet, you'll be discriminated against because you're a bit taller. I think it's time we revised that. I think it's time we revised the height measurement that is put for one to be accepted as belonging to the dwarfism community. Yes, it shouldn't just be 4 feet exactly. It shouldn't have to do with height, you know. And then another day, one of a friend and a colleague who is also a short stature, a bit taller than me, had an episode. So he started getting dizzy spells, but ignored them when they were coming and going until finally, when we were about to go home, he almost collapsed. They came so severe. He almost collapsed. He kind of lost himself for some time, and first aid had to be done on him before we could go back home. And when that happened, when we were going back home, I asked him, yeah, of course, it piqued my interest. So I asked him, is this the first time this is happening? And what exactly are you feeling now? And he said it started with dizziness the first time, and then today it started with dizziness, and then it kind of washed off. So by the time we were leaving, it came back so strong. I almost found myself on the floor. So I said, this has happened again. And by now, it had graduated even to nausea. He was feeling like, vomiting and everything. And he told me, yes, he showed me uh, a scar, a heel scar he has here. And he told me, where do you think this came from? I fell. When one day I had an episode like that, and I fell and I hurt myself. And then he remembered, oh, when first aid was being performed on him, he was asked, has this happened again in the last 2 weeks? And he said no, but because his senses were not yet fully recovered. So by the time we were talking as we were going home, he was better. So he told me, oh, I remember, yes, it happened again last week, and I brushed it off. I thought maybe it was I'm tired or something, but thinking of it, I wasn't tired or hungry. Like even today, I wasn't hungry. We had just eaten together, but it still happened. I told him, do you know why it piqued my interest? Because the same happens to me. So I don't know if it's a short stature thing for some of us, because what we have accepted is that not all conditions happen to everyone. But me, I suffer that, and so does he. And we're in the same category, we are a bit taller. So I told him, now what the explanation the hospitals gave me was that I have do you call it low blood count? Yes, that I don't have the average blood count that a human being is supposed to have. So mine is, yes, a bit less. And he said, I was told the same. I have been told the same. So I told him, you see, now because of that, I don't even iron. I think I've mentioned that here. I don't do my own ironing. I can't. I can't cook with a charcoal jiko. I can't do work that I need to be in the kitchen a lot because of that heat. And for me to fall when we are walking, if it's those quite sunny days and the heat is too much, we'll be walking with you and suddenly, boom, I'm on the ground. Let me check. This lighting is kind of misbehaving on me. Let me check it. Well, as my lights are almost going off, I didn't know it wasn't fully charged. I have not used it in a while. I've not done uh, a sit down in a while. So we need to finish this up, or we'll have to stop and then do it again, which I don't feel like because it's a jam-packed day. I have a lot to do. So let's try and hope you can at least see my face. Yeah, so there is that, and then you are told of all the things you need to be eating regularly to help with the that blood issue. So that's another thing. The other thing that I have noticed, so I've said, I check my experiences I check them against those that are within my category that are taller, short statures, and then I check with those who are a bit smaller than us. So I have noted for them, the smaller ones, they are more kind of more stable. They can even stand longer than me. Mm. Because for me, after standing for a while, I'll start looking around for something to sit on. I cannot stand for way too long. Yes. And the other thing, I cannot also sit in one position for too long. Say, I'll be fidgeting a lot, I'll be shifting my body weight a lot, and that's because my feet hang a lot. You see, sometimes you'll find there with the smaller ones, the ones that are universally accepted as belonging in the dwarfism community, most of them can at least fit in the chairs, so their feet don't hang as much as ours, the taller ones. But for me, I have the issue of my back. If I force my back to reach to the very end of the edge of the seat, there, then that means my feet are hanging a lot. And now, because of that, after some time, like if it's a session that is going for like an hour or so, I start feeling that swelling coming. Like, how should I put it? I can start feeling when my foot will start swelling, and my left foot is always the one that suffers the most than the right. It even swells the most. I've met with another lady and she was like, same, even for me, it's my left foot suffers most, swells most. So I'll start getting that feeling that my foot is beginning to swell. It might be I can feel it. Yes. So by the time I'm getting home, they are in that condition I'm showing you here a photo or photos, or even worse. Yes. So I remember like there was this day we were having, I was at a forum, and by the time I'm getting home, I hang a lot also on the way back home in the matatu. So when I was alighting the matatu, the feet had swollen so much that now the back of the shoe was hurting my what do you call this part, my ankle from behind here, and it was just the other day. So it has I have a scar that is not yet healed. It's a wound. Yeah, it's not a scar. It's a wound that has not yet healed. Yes, at the back here. You see where we have the ankles, not the back part. So the feet had swollen so much that the shoes are now cutting me. You can see that. They are cutting me, and I can barely walk. I feel like removing them because the pressure is so much. And I'm in the CBD. I'm trying so hard to walk as slow as possible, and then get to the other vehicle now from the CBD to home. Sometimes I even remove shoes in the vehicles. The matatus. So it got so bad that now when I arrived at the stage, it was a day I wasn't using cabs. So when I arrived at the stage, now it has gotten worse. I'm telling you, getting to the house. And it is these days, it is raining. I can't even remove the shoes and walk barefoot. I could barely get to my house. And then the problem again, my house from the stage is a distance. It's a distance. So walking home, Jesus. That is how I ended up with these wounds on the back of my feet. And they're still swollen. Yeah. Okay, what's the other thing? Bending. You see, there were times I used to do my own laundry, but I'm telling you the pain, even before. I finish. So I will wash a bit of them, because by the time I'm finishing, my back, I cannot bend for too long. My back will be on fire. So I just opted, instead of these problems, let me just be paying someone before I'm blessed to have my own washing machine. I just pay someone to be doing the laundry for me. But nowadays, what I do is, sometimes you've passed by somewhere, you bought something new, and for me, when I buy new clothes or even shoes, I wash them before wearing them. Now you'll find it's before time for the laundry lady to come, so I'll have to wash them. And even that, if I am bending to do the washing, my back will be like, "We are not friends. You're not considering me. We are not friends. Yes, you're doing me bad. It's raining and I need to go get something to eat. It's early morning. I've not had anything. It rained again last night. I couldn't go out to buy food, suppers. I'm hungry even as I'm doing this, and now I can't even go get breakfast. It's really raining. That's why I actually opted to do this. So that's the other thing. You see, and it's so bad that even when I'm cooking, you see all the preparation, getting everything done and all that, and then cook and all. By the time I'm done, I don't eat immediately. My back. So, like I said, I talked with other taller short stages to find out if they have the same problem, and they were like, "Yeah, yeah." From preparation of food to cooking, that's too much on our backs. Yes. And then someone will just tell you, but you're just short. How do you qualify to be in the dwarfism community? Do not judge what you don't know. Shut up. Don't. The other thing, and this is, I think, for all of us, medicines. Yeah, this is for all of us. The worst part is that for us who are taller, when we go even to hospitals, they don't consider the fact that we belong to the dwarfism community. So they'll just take your name and age and what, and then prescribe medicines for you. The minute I take medicine, Jesus Christ, because they give me the same dose as someone who does not belong in the dwarfism community. My goodness. Medicines now make me sick, sicker than I was when I was going to take them. So even when maybe it's a month when I'm having severely painful periods, I'll be like, oh God, please, please. Because I'll take the painkiller. Let's say I'll take okay, let's not mention names. I'll take the painkillers, and by the time I've taken it and it starts working in me, now it's too much. Like that dose is just too heavy on me. Yes, someone of my age that is not short stature is taking it and it's okay. It will help them with the pain, and that's it. For me, I'll be feeling terrible, horrible for some time. I'm like, "Hey, it's not easy." So as much as possible, I avoid taking medicines from the chemist, from hospitals. I just avoid. I avoid. Sometimes I would rather brave that pain instead of what I'll still be undergoing after taking those medicines. Yes. Yeah, it gets that bad. Yeah, so I try so much not to put myself in a position where I'll have to take medicines. Yeah, what I can, I do. Or I tried looking for the natural way of doing that, or the herbal way, like using fruits and veggies and smoothies and and such. And the hot waters with the gingers and lemons and what turmeric and garlic. I'll take that. Yes, I'll just try and avoid going to the chemist or to the hospitals to take medicines. So please tell me you don't think that this our government needs to revise the height limit for persons of short stature, because I feel we need to, if possible, actually put it also at 5 feet for the sake of the likes of my mom and others that I've met that have been told they are tall. So they cannot be accepted in this short stature community because they are tall. When they go for assessment, disability assessment, they are tall. They don't check anything else. The first thing they look at you, they tell you are tall, you are okay. And that's it. It's not fair. It's so bad. I am not for it. I'm not, and I'll keep advocating for taller short statures. Yes, yes, because unfortunately for us, our disabilities become has now become like an unseen disability. We are falling in the invisible disabilities category just because we happen to be a bit taller than our counterparts. And it's wrong because that doesn't mean we don't suffer the other underlying conditions that come with dwarfism. And there are many. Sometimes you don't want to talk about them because you don't want to, like, I don't know, scare away people from us, you know. But the underlying conditions are there, and they are many, and they are terrible, and we suffer them as well. Sometimes even worse, you know. Okay, the other thing I had this lady friend, but the last time I had seen her, she had given birth twice, but through cesarean section. Yeah, yes, because she's a short stature who will not be accepted in this nation as a short stature because she's slightly taller than me. But when she was first pregnant with her first child, she was told, unfortunately, you cannot give birth naturally. Which is one of the things that come with dwarfism. Giving birth naturally is a problem because of the breaking of the pelvic bones. So when by the time she was telling me that those are the years that I didn't even know that I also am a short stage, I didn't know. I had not interacted with the disability community. I didn't know also. I didn't know. So anytime she has to give birth, she's scheduled for her CS before the labors come. And she told me, now look at me, and I am tall, a bit taller, just a bit taller than you. So I'm just telling you also to prepare you in advance. It is not always easy for us, these short women, to give birth naturally. Yet you are not accepted as a short stature because you're past 4 feet. Perhaps you're 4'5", 4'6", 4'7", but the conditions you're suffering are the same. Let's stop being discriminative of taller short statures. Because now for me, I'm the shortest in our family. And perhaps when it's time for me to give birth, I'll be told to go through the CS way. I don't know. Maybe not. But sometimes it's a risk the medical personnel, the medics feel like, let's not take that chance with their child, so let's just make the CS for her. So maybe that will be the road that you have to follow, you know. And for me, because now standing for too long is a problem, I start like the problems start with the back and the feet. You start feeling that strain and the pain. one of the benefits that the government gives persons of short stature, my voice, is that we are not supposed to queue. So in places where people are queuing, they are given priority, just like other disabilities. Now the problem is that now we, taller short statures, we fall under the invisible disabilities. So I have to prove that I'm a person of short stature. I have to have that card to be allowed to not to queue, or I have to walk with the smaller short statures so that we can be allowed to pass together, whether in banks or any other government services. I remember the time I was applying for my passport. Jesus Christ, they made me so far because they made me queue like everyone else. Because that day I went alone. I didn't go with my friends who are not the smaller short statures. So I was made to queue like everyone else. By the time I was getting home, I remember even tears came out. My feet were so on fire, so on fire. And no, I wasn't in heels. I was in flat shoes. I am almost always in flat shoes, but nowadays I'm like, ah, whether in flats, whether in blogs, whether in wedges, whether in heels, they will still swell, they will still pain. So let me have fun. Let me. So that day was a very long day because I was there before 2 because my appointment was at 2 at the immigration there near your house. And I was leaving there. What time was it? 6 or what? It was quite late in the evening. So by the time I'm getting home, the traffics and everything, mm, tears fell down. Because I was like, if I was a bit shorter, they would not give me trouble, making me queue. They would accept I'm a short stature, but now I have to talk about it. I have to tell them. I have to insist on them. I have to prove, and this happens to me every. I have to prove why I shouldn't queue. I have to prove why I should be given priority. I, And unfortunately, the National Council removed the cards. So nowadays, we are supposed to have certificates. And you cannot walk around with that big certificate to prove that you are a short stature, to prove that you have epilepsy, to prove that you are psychosocial or you have intellectual disability, because these are unseen. I really wish the National Council considered how the card was vital to us who are in the invisible disabilities category. Because now how do you prove? They want proof. Why are you not queuing? Why should you go fast? With the card, you have to produce that card and show them, see, I'm a person with disability. This is the proof. But now they transition from cards to certificates. You cannot carry around a certificate to be showing everyone. This is where you should give me my rights, that right to go fast or not to queue. Here's the certificate. You can't walk around with it. And I know someone will argue and say, well, you can have it, the soft copy in your phone, and you'll be removing it and showing people that. The thing is, not all of not all persons with disability can afford or have a smartphone. All right. There are those who don't even have phones. Yes. So how is that person that does not have a phone or a smartphone going to prove that they are a person with unseen disability, invisible disability? They can't. So the cards, for me, the cards need to come back in use immediately, because categories of unseen disabilities we are suffering. Sometimes it's too much. Even in queuing for matatus, there are those matatus that give priority to persons with disabilities. But you have to prove. For us, we have to prove. I have to prove I'm a person with short stature or a disability to be allowed not to queue. You know? And most times they've already shouted at me, wewe, unapita watu, before I can get into my knee and show them. So sometimes you even opt, okay, let me just hat and just queue because you don't want to go through it over and over, explaining it. Man, it's not easy. So if anyone from the National Council of Persons with Disabilities get to see this, number one, bring back the cards. Let's use the cards. For persons with unseen or invisible disabilities, bring back the cards. I know that they are celebrating 20 years on 27th, 28th. It is removing the cards and introducing certificates should not be one of the milestones we are celebrating on that day. It shouldn't. The discussion should be on how to bring back the cards. Dear National Council of Persons with Disabilities. Number two, make you are our part of the government. Make them understand why they need to revise the age bracket for persons of short stature. It should not be cast on stone that for you to be a short stature, you must be 4 feet and below. It shouldn't be cast on stone. Consider all the underlying conditions of dwarfism that we have to deal with, that we experience, even though we don't, even though most, there are those that are not below, are above 4 feet, yet they go through the same problems. I know most disabilities are unique. The same way with dwarfism. There are those that may suffer heart problems, not everyone will. It's an underlying condition of dwarfism. There are those who will lose their hearing, not everyone will. There are those like us who have been told we have low blood count, so we try as much as possible to stay away from too much heat. Not everyone suffers that. You know? So please stop generalizing dwarfism for only persons of 4 feet and below. Even research around it, Google around it, you will see there are organizations in other countries that take it from 5 feet because they understand that those people, even above, slightly above 4 feet, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 7, 4, 9, suffer the very, very underlying conditions that even the smaller short stature do. For us, it is just worse because one, the society doesn't even accept you, the government doesn't even accept you as a person with dwarfism or short stature. And three, you are suffering worse because you're somehow a bit shorter. Like I have said, I cannot, those that are shorter than me can stand longer than me. I can't compete with them when it comes to standing, you know, bending, walking. I have my limits. So sometimes people might think, hey, isn't Katrina and her lights pretending this is too much? They are overdoing. We are not. That's our reality. That's the reality of what we go through. And unless you are in our lives, you wouldn't understand. The other thing, you see, the way you can be playing even with friends, I don't accept games that have to do with, I don't know, pinching each other, hitting each other. Those games, or the way maybe, even maybe it's in your relationship and you're playing and your guy holds your hands together like this because they are small, they can fit in one hand like this. Those pressures, to us, they are too much. Our bones are not that strong. Mm, they are not. You see, right now it has started raining. The other thing, our immune system, it is not that strong. I can easily start experiencing colds and flus and all what have is anytime there's a weather change that I didn't anticipate it. That's our world. Yes, that's I've given you a sneak preview of our world, especially as a taller, short stature. So accept us, learn from us, from our lived experiences before you start judging us for being a bit taller than what you feel is conventionally correct. Okay. Let's end it here because it's really raining. I don't know if you're hearing me. I'm just hoping. And for any other questions you may have about short stature or my experiences as a taller short stature, put them down in the comment section and I will respond. Yeah, for now, I've also started getting too emotional. So, adios, my loves. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Something else I had forgotten to add, look at even in the social aspects. Okay. I we the taller short statures, we don't bring about that I wish share, pity effect on society. So what happens? Let's say, for example, I can open even social media channels right now. Okay. And the smaller short statures, the ones you accept, will do that, will open theirs even an year later, and they will blow up tap, tap, immediately and still leave me there struggling with the taller short statures. We are left there struggling. Like we have to work for our followers, we have to work for our subscribers, we have to work for our likes. Like yes, we don't have the I will share, the pity aspect. You don't bring that to the table. So it's extra hard on us. So just accept us, especially to the government through the National Council of Persons with Disabilities. Stop putting a limit of 4 feet for persons to be accepted as short stature in this country. And this should even go globally. Even those countries that accept only 4 feet and below. I've told it's not that easy for those that are above 4 feet. So please do the necessary. Stop making us feel like we are fighting on every edge. Like at least let one aspect, one sphere of our life feel like it's not too much of a struggle. Yep.